A janitor died with $8 million. He never earned more than a few dollars an hour. He wore a coat held together with safety pins. And when he passed away, his own family had no idea he was rich. That same year, a man who ran part of Merrill Lynch, a Wall Street executive with degrees from Harvard and Chicago, a man who once managed billions, lost everything. His mansion was foreclosed. He went bankrupt. One of them cleaned floors. One of them ran a bank. Guess which one died rich? If that makes no sense to you, good, because you were taught the wrong story about money your entire life. You were taught that money is math, that the smartest person in the room wins, that more knowledge equals more wealth. It is a lie. And in the next few minutes, you are going to see exactly why the person with the fanciest degree often ends up broke, while the quiet guy next door retires a millionaire. Stay with this, because the fourth reason is the one that is quietly draining your bank account right now. Let me tell you about the janitor first. His name was Ronald Read, Vermont. He pumped gas for 25 years. He swept floors at a JCPenney for 17 more. That is his entire career. No inheritance, no lottery, no startup. But Ronald did one thing. He bought pieces of good companies, boring ones, banks and utilities and things people always need. And then he did the hardest thing in the world. Nothing. He held them for decades. He let his dividends buy more shares, and those shares bought more shares, and the snowball rolled for 60 years. When he died at 92, he was worth over $8 million. He left $6 million of it to his local library and hospital. Now here is the question nobody asks. How did a gas station attendant beat a Wall Street titan? The executive knew more about finance in one afternoon than Ronald learned in his life. And that is the entire secret. Financial success is not about what you know. It is about how you behave. A genius who loses control of his emotions is a financial disaster. An ordinary person with a few basic behaviors can build a fortune. This is the idea that made Morgan Housel's book, The Psychology of Money, sell over 4 million copies. And it comes down to 4 behaviors. Watch how many you are getting wrong. Behavior number 1. Nobody is crazy. You look at someone blowing money on lottery tickets and you think, what an idiot. But that person may have grown up with nothing, where a $1 ticket is the only door to a different life they have ever seen. You look at someone terrified of the stock market and call them paranoid, but maybe they watched their parents lose everything in a crash. Every money decision that looks insane to you makes perfect sense to the person making it, because they are playing a different game shaped by a different life. Your grandparents lived through times where a stock was basically a gamble. You grew up being told to buy and hold. Same money, completely different brains. Why does this matter for you? Because when you copy someone else's money moves without knowing their game, you inherit their risk without their reasons. Stop taking financial advice from people playing a game you are not in. Behavior number 2. The real flex is control over your time. Ask people what wealth feels like and they will describe a Ferrari. But here's what the data actually shows. The highest form of wealth is the ability to wake up and say, I can do what I want, when I want, with who I want, for as long as I want. That is it. That is the prize. And the cruel twist is that most people spend money to buy the appearance of wealth, the watch, the car, the bag, which forces them into jobs they hate to make payments they cannot afford, which destroys the one thing real wealth is supposed to buy, freedom. You are not buying the car. You are buying a boss you cannot quit. Behavior number 3, and this is where our executive fell. Never risk what you have and need for what you do not have and do not need. The Wall Street man already had millions, a dream house, security most people will never taste. But he wanted more, faster, so he borrowed heavily to get it. And when the 2008 crash hit, that debt didn't care about his degrees. It swallowed him whole. Warren Buffett has made 99% of his wealth after his 50th birthday. His actual skill is not stock picking. It's that he never blew himself up. He survived long enough for compounding to do something almost magical. Getting wealthy and staying wealthy are 2 completely different skills. One takes optimism, the other takes fear. You need both. Behavior number 4, the quiet killer. Wealth is what you do not see. We think we can spot rich people. The truth is the opposite. When you see someone in a $100,000 car, you didn't just see a rich person. You saw someone who now has $100,000 less than they did before they bought it. Real wealth is invisible. It's the money not spent, the car not bought, the upgrade skipped. It's the stocks in the account and the cash in the bank that nobody will ever compliment you for. And that is exactly why it is so hard,
because you get zero applause for it. The man who looks rich and the man who is rich are almost never the same person. One is spending his future to impress you today. The other is quietly buying his freedom while you are not looking. So look back at the janitor. He wasn't smarter than the banker. He wasn't luckier. He simply understood something the expert forgot. Money is not a math problem you solve with a bigger brain. It is a behavior problem you solve with patience, humility, and time. The banker had every number memorized and still went broke. The janitor knew almost nothing about finance and died with $8 million because he mastered the only thing that actually matters, himself. So here's my question for you. Which one are you being right now? The janitor or the banker? Be honest and tell me in the comments. And if this made you see money differently, subscribe to the Smart Stick. One idea like this every week could change your entire financial life.